Groceries have been getting more and more expensive, and if you're a busy mom, you feel like, oh, maybe I should spend more time in the kitchen, maybe I should make more stuff from scratch. But there are really easier ways than that to do it that aren't going to cause you a lot of stress and time. You're already busy and you're already trying to avoid going to takeout and getting a lot of food that you think you're going to cook that you don't end up cooking, and that's where a lot of the money gets wasted. So I want to give you a few tips of how to save money on groceries without making your life harder. The first thing you need to do is to have a plan before you shop. Not a complicated meal prep system, just know what you're having for the week. And I have a easy way that you can do that. You can look at the link at the bottom that will just give you a way to write down the meals that you can make, what you need to buy, and that'll make it a simple system. Because when you don't have a plan, you end up buying random things that you think you're going to use, or things that you don't really even know what to do with, but you think, well, this is a good idea. And by having a simple plan that is, simple meals, simple ingredients, that will help you to be able to cook quickly and not have to spend a bunch of time and money on extra things that you don't end up using anyways. The second thing is to shop your kitchen first. Look at what you have, just kind of look through your cupboards, your freezer, that kind of thing. Just see if there's anything there that strikes you that you have extra of that you could include in your meal plan. When you use what you already have, then that not only saves you money, but it saves you time and less stress, and you can make you feel good because you're using up some things that you have that have just been sitting there taking up space. The third tip is to keep your meals simple. You don't need complicated recipes to feed your family well. Simple meals are usually cheaper, faster, easier, and your family will probably even like them better because you don't have a lot of fancy ingredients in them that they might not like. This helps you to be able to rotate your meals and to be able to not have to think so hard when the next time comes up for you to go grocery shopping. This saves money and it saves your mental energy. Number 4 is to use your leftovers intentionally. Whether you make extra so that you'll have leftovers, or if you do have leftovers, make sure that you use them correctly. A lot of people like the system where you cook once, eat twice. I actually did a system, which I'll link the book below, where I cooked one meal, but I made it quadruple. So we ate that meal that night, and then I put 3 more meals in the freezer. And when I had our third daughter, I had just kind of been doing that here and there, maybe once a week, every couple weeks or whatever, I would make a quadruple meal. And I was already cooking anyway, so it wasn't that much harder to make a quadruple meal. And I had over 50 meals in the freezer when she was born. So this cook once, eat twice or 4 times really does work. Saves you a ton of money and a ton of time. You can, if you have just a little bit of extra food, when you cook one meal, then you can just use it like for lunch or leftovers or that kind of thing. And this really stretches your grocery budget without adding much more work, because how much harder is it for you to put a tablespoon of something in as it is to put a teaspoon of something in, or cooking 1 pound of ground beef as opposed to cooking 2 pounds of ground beef. It's really not that hard. You're still using the same tools and the same dishes. And the 5th tip I have for you is to remove daily decisions. If you have already made, decided what you were going to make, you have the meals that you're going to make for the next, say, 10 meals, and then you have all the groceries in your cupboard for that, your brain will just be on vacation. You'll just be able to go to the refrigerator in the morning and go, oh, these are the 8 meals that I have left that I could make. I have all the ingredients for them. Let's just pick this one. And then it just makes it so much easier to come home, to cook, to maybe pull a meal out of the freezer if you've used that system. So stop making so many dinner decisions, and especially the last minute dinner decisions, because they usually don't end up turning out very well. A lot of times you order takeout or you buy extra things at the grocery store that you never end up using. When you already know what you're making, you make better choices at the grocery store and at home too. That's why I created a simple 5-minute meal plan using the recipes that you already like, and kind of going from there and having your grocery list all made up and everything for you. You can download that below. Also, I have a free 30 meal recipe file that is all budget-friendly meals that I would think most families would like, unless you have extremely terrible eaters. And that's available below also. There's a small fee for that. And if you want something that builds the meals for you, you just answer like 5 questions with the chatbot, and then it will give you 10 meals for your customized for your family based on like the type of foods that you like, based on the equipment that you have. If you don't have a crock pot, then just tell it you don't have a crock pot, that kind of thing. It'll give you the 10 meals, it'll give you the grocery list, and then you can go to the store, you have the food, you come home, and you put that list on the refrigerator, and then every morning you just decide, this is what I'm going to make, cross it off, and then you make that meal that night. It's already decided for you, the recipe is done, you have the food that you need for that meal, and go from there. I hope these tips have been helpful. I'd love to hear what your tips are, or if you guys have any questions for me, let me know, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.